corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
Chief Concerns is presented by BetOnline and Olipop. Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns, and ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Come on, baby. Go. Yes. That's a first down. It's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. The Cash and Props with Dunn and Dash is our first one of the season. Usually it's Friday night, so keep in mind, 7 p.m. This show, every Friday we'll be doing this. But, of course, when we play on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and these weird game schedules we'll have this season, we're going to have to fluctuate. But nonetheless, this is a special one since the beginning of the season. We didn't even get to do this last year. We did a whole season prop bets thing. So I'm going to go a bunch of the over-unders for the season. So we got the Chiefs win total, Patrick Mahomes yards and touchdowns, Travis Kelce yards, Xavier Worthy's yards, Pacheco's rushing yards, Karlaftis sacks, Chris Jones sacks, Trent McDuffie interceptions. So those are the ones I have for you guys tonight. So,
oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So we'll begin. So Chiefs over-under win total, 11.5 wins. What do you guys have on that over-under?
You're asking. That's our question.
That's for you guys. Yeah. 11.5.
Over. Yeah, definitely over.
I'm going 11. I'm going under.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Ah, wow. Okay. No, they'll have at least 12.
I think that's a little too obvious. I think it's a little too.
Is it though? We have a tough schedule. I mean, it's not a gimme by any means.
We always have a tough schedule. We're number one in the division the last 50 years. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have a tough schedule every year.
Look, we do, but look, I you can't be 11-6 and be a three-peat.
No, what do you mean? You can certainly do that. Come on, you can do that.
You can.
I thought we were going to be a two-peat last year going into the playoffs,
and they said it was a hardest season. Patrick said it. It was miserable.
Yeah,
these guys are coming out here to kick ass and take names. And them jokers are when I'm talking about, he got his mojo back and he's got guys to throw to. And he's sitting there saying, look, we're testing everybody. We're testing every defense out here. So I'll go through it, Teja. And I would feel 3 people with 11-6. Shoot, man, look, this historic run, you got to be on point with everything. You got to be on point with all. And I think these guys got fire in their belly. Okay, these guys are ready for this. They're ready for this. So let's go with, okay, So Tasia,
You
all
get a
right.
lot of shit right now, huh?
No.
Not
So-
from you, from the chats.
Okay. So who's your 6 losses? How about that? Let's do that.
Look, because if we go back to our original schedule show that we did when I think Marcus was visiting here, actually,
California,
when you were here, I think I chose over that. I think I chose 12 actually.
Okay.
But
It's changed.
the line's changed. I just think 11's low for us. I just think that screams everybody to take over. I just think that I'm going pure. A lot of my picks for these are not necessarily like factoring in like the data. It's really what they are trying to get you to do based on their projections.
Okay.
That's fair.
So you okay. So you're just going with the bet, like, okay.
I just purely think 11 saying your logic alone, like 3P. Come on. They have to win at least 12 games. Right?
Yeah, there's also a lot of people saying that the Chiefs, there's no way they can 3-peat. No way. And a lot of people are going to smash the under on that.
I will say my counter to your argument, though, the way you said, which is very good, it's very valid. My counter to that would be if you're the Chiefs and you're saying you won despite last year, don't you think you can afford a couple of stumbles along the way this season?
I don't think you go in with the mindset of thinking you're gonna have stumbles. I think you had to go in with a winning mindset every single week, and that you're better than everybody. And so we're not giving quarter to anyone.
Bigger too.
Huh?
Our target's bigger too.
It is, and we're not giving quarter to anybody. And somebody said this. I think Shady said this. I heard him say it today. I'm like, you know what? That's true. He said when we were at our worst, okay, they had a chance and a shot to take us out, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Okay, we're better than we were last year in certain areas, obviously, right? Wide receiver room, our offense was great. We want our offense to be back up in the upper echelon like it has always been. Okay. Our defense is still going to be a top 10 defense, top 5. And it's really just figuring out who the other guy is going to be at corner. And I think because we have, the number of guys there, we're going to be fine. Our question, we have been talking about this on the show, and you know this, we've been talking about like the pressure, the D-line. Okay. We had to have pressure. If we had any significant part of pressures on quarterbacks this year, we're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. And so because of the scheme that Spags runs, I think everybody, we're going to be all right there. So I don't really see any weakness in us. We lost Snead, but other than that, Willie lost him, but we Drew Tranquil came in. He was already starting over Willie, and that's why they moved him out.
Yeah.
So defensively, I think we're going to be well. So that's it. That was only my reason, and I just think that we're just better offensively, and we're just as good defensively too.
Yeah. I'll say over. I think we go 12 wins this year. That's where I'm at. So over the 11 and a half Tage.
12. One more than me, and I'm nuts for choosing.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
You're on an island there, buddy.
You know what? Your chat on my back for one less game than you chose. One.
You were too quick with the whole under. Yeah.
You were very quick.
Say it first.
Yeah. He's like, these guys ain't gonna do it.
It did seem like that. I know you're a Chiefs guy, Tej, but it did seem like that. Okay, so moving on to Mahomes passing yards. 4,350 yards is his total for the season. Over or under 4,350 yards for Patrick Mahomes?
I don't want to be too quick with it, so I'll wait.
4,350 yards?
Yep.
We're not talking about Tubbs, right?
This is just his yards right now. I got touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, he's over it.
Yeah, I got like 46 to 47 in that range.
Yeah.
An overwhelming over in the chat. Everyone's saying over. Everyone's saying over. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, everyone thinks we're going undefeated too. So yeah, he's not gonna throw for 3,500 if we're going undefeated. So Pacheco has like a 1,900 yard season.
Yeah, I do think he's having probably one of his better years as far as passing. So I will say over for everything here. 34. So his passing touchdowns now, 34 and a half passing touchdowns, over under.
34 and a half?
34 and a half, yeah.
Yes, over.
Go over. Go 36 is what I think.
Oh, okay. So right over. All right.
One
Yes,
and a half.
everyone's loving the Patrick Mahomes stats. Everyone's going over. I see John Clifford, Randy, Tilly. Everyone love it.
Now,
Okay.
listen, Tage, don't be afraid to say under anymore. Like,
No, I'm not.
All right. So next one. So with receptions, I didn't see receptions for our guys when I was looking through some of the DraftKings stuff. So I just went with yards for all the guys. So Rashee Rice is not on any of the DraftKings or any of FanDuel, any of that stuff, because I think some of the sportsbooks are still scared he might get suspended, so they just put all the stuff off in general. So we're going to be looking at Kelsey, Xavier Worthy for receiving yards. So Travis Kelsey, his receiving yards is set at 900.5 receiving yards. Over or under for Travis Kelsey?
How much? How many?
900.5. So 901.
Oh yeah, he'll be over that. I think he just missed it last year, and he missed one game, and so he'll be over that.
Yeah, it's like 55 a game receiving. That's like not even if he plays. So you also have to factor in snap counts. They're trying to like limit him a little bit, get him ready for the playoffs. So when we think Kelsey numbers, we're thinking like Kelsey Young, Buck Prime, right? But this might be the new age, keep him healthy for the playoffs, Kelsey. So we don't know what that's going to look like, especially with all the weapons. We don't have to lean on him as much, right?
Right. They better not double him up.
But him being healthy to start the season also counterbalances that a little bit. So I went over. I don't think he'll get 1,000, but I think he'll get over 900. I think he'll just get over 900.
So far, this is the first one that I've seen that's been kind of split. A lot of people are saying under, and then we have some people saying over. So
Really?
Interesting, yeah. Randy Connolly says under 850. Interesting.
You just have to, if you manage his time, and when you bring him in for a big play or just certain plays, he'll be able to do it.
Officially.
Yeah, exactly. And you just keep him fresh. You keep him fresh. So,
like Tim Duncan in the last few years. You still get like 15 and 11 off like 28 minutes. You know?
Oh yeah. That's the machine right there, man. So, Mr. Fundamental, crazy.
I'm seeing Randy Connolly says if Kelsey's over 1,000, then wide receivers are dropping passes. That's not true. Come on, Kelsey's getting 1,000 yards like a receiver when we had Tyreek. So
it'd be more the production of Patrick Mahomes is what that's going to be.
Yep,
he's going to be throwing the ball down the field.
It's a good point, Mike. But because of last season, we don't feel like we have to have home field, and we don't feel like we have to be by far the best team going into the playoffs anymore. I think last year changed a lot of ways in our thought process during the season.
Or it's completely the opposite, where they don't want to feel like that anymore. They're gonna go over and beyond to win every game.
Yeah, man. You want to go through Arrowhead for that whole deal.
Of course you do, but
yeah.
Before last season, we thought we needed it. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I get you. That's why I think
we want it.
Yeah,
of course. We don't need it though anymore.
No. We don't back up from anybody. You're not scared of anybody in the NFL, any team for that matter. We don't mind at all. But I think for it to be the historic run, I think they are pushing like we got to make sure we have everything in Kansas City. Why not? I mean, that would be the cherry on top for every little playoff game and stuff like that. How can you? Oh my gosh! So.
And I'll say that too. It's more so than the home field advantage is having that bye week, especially with a guy like Kelsey and some of the older guys we do have, to give them a little extra rest. And we don't know what kind of nagging injuries they're going to have towards the end of the season too. Give them one more extra week. All right. So the next one, okay, this is an interesting one. So Xavier Worthy, which when this line first came out, when Hollywood Brown was still healthy, I thought this was a weird line for him. It was 750.5 yards receiving for Xavier Worthy. And this is when Hollywood Brown was healthy. That was his line. I believe Hollywood's was 800 or 850, but now since then they've taken that off the board because he's injured. But Xavier Worthy, 750.5 yards receiving, over or under?
Under.
They didn't move Worthy's up, though, did they, when Brown went down? That's very telling, right? His injury was significant enough for them to take him off the board, but not significant enough to move up the guy who's going to be taking a lot of those deep routes while he's out, right? So that's pretty interesting. I think a lot of this does hinge on Brown to a certain degree because I'm right around there. I'm going under, though. I think he'll be really close. I think he'll be in like the high 6s, low 7s. But it really be if you start doing the math though, like I start doing the math on the Mahomes and the Kelsey. So it's 4,450 for Mahomes, right? You got 900 for Kelsey. Let's say 900 for Rice. That's 1,800. Let's say 800 for Brown. That's 26. Let's say 750 for X. That's 3,350. So then you have 1,150 according to their numbers for him to go over. You have
he would just need 1,000 at that point because it's
1,100 more for Watson, McColl, Sky, Juju, Gray, Checo, and Kareem. That's crazy. Like 150 yards each for those guys. Gets Mahomes like sky high. So someone's got to not do as well as their projections are saying, right?
Yeah.
Or Mahomes throws for like 5,000 yards, which is also very possible. It's not 100%. Crazy at all. Because give Pacheco like 300 yards. That's not even being ambitious. Let's say Watson gets like 250. Let's say McColl gets like 200. Let's say Sky and Juju get like 200-300 each. We're already at like 1,300 right there, 1,400. Not even counting, Perrine, who's also going to get a lot of playing time, especially as the season goes on. Gray will get his, 2 catches a game and get like 150 yards, 200 yards for the season. So, like, it's pretty crazy. Something either Mahomes is going to just skyrocket over that or someone's going to have a way worse year than we think it's going to have.
So about time and Charles Driver, I have the kind of the same sentiments they got. He'll be good, but we'll take shots with him down the field. But it would only be because we still got Juju. Hollywood's coming back pretty soon. We're still going to run the wide receiver screen, the hooks, the slants, quick balls, get the ball in his hand right now and immediately, and then let him go get some yards. So he might hit some deep balls this year, and I say a couple, just arbitrarily, number, but I don't think it's going to be at that much. Like you said, Hollywood's going to be more of that guy. We got so many speedsters. We got so many. And Rice does such a great job. I think he's the guy that takes on the outside role more so the slot. But yeah, he's going to divvy the ball up to a lot of different guys.
Yeah,
that's the question. That's really the answer of what's going to happen. So,
yeah. Okay, so that's it for the receiving aspect of things. So we got rushing. So Isaiah Pacheco, 900.5 rushing yards, over or under?
900.5.
Over.
Really? So why so hesitant, JD? It's a injury or just the split carries with Steve?
I think split carries. I think he'll be more used in the passing game. So that's why he has a smaller frame. Matter of fact, we threw him 1-2 against the Ravens in the playoffs on the outside, the little hitch ball.
Yeah.
Right. I think we utilize him like that, going out of the backfield, catching the football even more. Now look, he'll gash teams, but now he has somebody like P. Ryan or Carson Steele that will be able to maybe eat into some of those carries. So I think, what'd you say, 9 what? What 9 what?
900.5.
Pretty much 9 flat. Anything over 9, you win.
Yeah.
So 15 games, let's say he misses 2. In 15 games, that's 60 a game.
Yeah.
It's not even that crazy.
It's not. It's not crazy. It's not
For
crazy
him,
at all.
for his average, that's like 13 carries a game for 15 games.
I hope he's over. I hope he's over. So I'll say 900 because he almost hit it last year. Yeah, I'll go over.
Yeah. Okay, and then so now we're going to defensive ones, which is interesting. I hadn't seen these. Because we never do defensive stats as far as when we do our bets. I think we did it a few times last year, but I thought the season long ones were interesting. So we'll start off with George Karlaftis. JD thinks he's going to have 2 sacks tomorrow, so I think I know where JD's leaning on this one. But George Karlaftis sacks for the season. Vegas has his over/under at 9.25 sacks on the season. Over/under 9.25 sacks for George Karlaftis.
Oh yeah, over. Definitely over.
I agree. I think I'll have like 13 or 14 sacks this year.
Over.
I like the consensus there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then moving on to Chris Jones. So the Vegas over/under line for Chris Jones' sacks is 10.75 sacks. Will Chris Jones have over 10.75 sacks? There's a weird number, yeah. You got to account for the half sacks.
Yeah.
I'm going under. I think Karlaftis leads our team in sacks.
I think JD's going to agree with you on that. 2 sacks right out the gate. That's big time for Karlaftis' numbers.
How many did you say?
What's that? For Chris Jones, yeah. 10.75.
10.75. Yeah, I think under. I think under.
9-10 range.
Yeah. He might get 10.3 at 3.8.
All right. So last one. There's a fun one. So we always talk about turnover differential being a big thing for us, and especially in the DB room. And this is a guy who really hasn't had that many picks in his short career so far. It's Trent McDuffie. They have his over/under for interceptions at 1.5. So will he have 2 interceptions this coming season?
Trent McDuffie?
Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, he's going to get a couple. He's definitely going to get a couple. It's about time, man. It's about time.
I'm going under.
You going under?
Wow.
Another with the obvious. 1.5's really low for one of the top up-and-coming cornerbacks.
Yeah.
2, we've talked about our other cornerbacks not being tested. Where do you think quarterbacks are thrown every time? There's a reason why that's 1.5. He's not going to get targeted.
Well, if he plays some slot, which he will, nickel.
He'll have to catch a tip ball or something.
Yeah, and they might try to get it to like some of the, look, slot guys are big in the NFL, right? And so, you got speedy guys, but he's in guys hip pockets all the time. He'll get 2. I do believe that. I think this is one thing he wants to change, okay, is getting more interceptions. I think that matter of fact, that's what they want. They want more turnovers. You got to talk about it on defense. We need that turnover, right? So,
I said he hasn't had many in his career. He has 0 in his career. Trent McDuffie has 0 interceptions so far in his young career.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
so close. He's there.
Well, it tells you quarterbacks don't like throwing his direction. That's what it tells you.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have to get thrown at to get an interception.
Well, okay. We know that he's going to go and travel with the best, right? So you're going to have to throw to him. You're going to have to. Whether it had to be Jamar Chase or it has to be Devontae Adams, whoever it has to be, he's going to get tested.
Not if you think the other quarterbacks are bums.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he's traveling, the man, he's traveling with your best guy.
Well, like we said a couple weeks ago, a lot of these teams have good number 2s. They have no problem. Burrow will have no problem throwing to Higgins 12 times in that game.
Do you think number 1 receiver is going to let any quarterback get away with that and say, are you not throwing to me because I got Trent McDuffie on me? There's going to be some helmet throwing, some cushions, some quarterbacks on the sideline, and they saying, I'm better than him. Give me a chance. And it's the matchup, man. You have to. You're going to have to think your guy's better than this guy. And so,
Yeah.
the egos, man, I'm telling you, the egos, these jokers is like, they don't care. Throw it to me. Throw it to me.
So Mike Bryant said to look at his college and interception numbers. Now it's coming back to me now. He only had 2 interceptions in his college career. McDuffie did
2?
2 in his college career.
Uh-huh.
JD, is that more of, obviously we didn't watch his college tape, like, we did at the time, but like, is that more of like just being a lockdown corner, or is that just more just being not a ball hawk kind of corner? Just the way his style is so different.
Yeah, man, you could be technique sound, right? You want to make sure the one thing you want to make sure the guy doesn't do is catch the football, right? That is your job. Now, the interception's a bonus, okay? You're able to get one and throw it to you, that's the bonus. But I'm for sure he's like, you ain't going to catch the ball on me. So some guys will take chances. He doesn't take chances. That's another thing. So a corner that doesn't take a whole lot of chances may not have a whole lot of interceptions. So that's why I think he's somebody said a more technical sound corner, right? Yeah, that's because he's a fundamental CB, no doubt about it. So he's gonna have quiet feet up top, and he's gonna do everything right. So he's gonna have somebody. It had to be like an errant throw or something because he's gonna be right there. So
Like a tipped ball or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get his chances this year being in the number 1 spot without Snead.
He's gonna have more than 1.5 though. That's the line.
Yeah, 1.5. So all he needs is 2.
So y'all the betting guys. So that means I put my money on these things right now, correct?
Yeah.
So I just put in Vegas and I throw my money on everything coming out, and that's where we're gonna be. All right. So I'm gonna put my money out there on Trent McDuffie having over 1.5.
And I believe it's actually plus money for him to be over 1.5. It's like plus 175 for him to be. That's pretty much being like the underdog. They don't expect it to hit, so that you're getting more money for it if you think it's going to go over 1.5.
Okay, I got you.
So yeah, these are all the season-long props, guys. So hopefully everyone, hopefully all these things are over. So we all obviously we go undefeated. Teja.
So you can't put these bets in after the first game, right? Maybe it's a silly question.
Season-long bets, I believe not.
Okay.
Season-long bets, no, I don't think so.
Right.
I don't usually do season-long ones because you can't parlay them. I would try to parlay them with different Chiefs ones, and you can't. In my experience, it's a
Probably
single
on
bet.
DraftKings.
Parlay season-long ones with the same team.
I
I don't think so. They don't allow you to do that. If I wanted to parlay like Chris Jones and Carl Loftus with it McDuffie, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Vegas, I'm sure Vegas you can find a place to do that. A sportsbook they'll let you do that.
They don't want you to take like one under and then one over, like 2 receivers. Like, you didn't throw to that guy, not that guy this year.
Yep.
Because one directly correlates to the other.
Yep.
Or if you did Mahomes over and like Rashee Rice over, Kelsey over, like 3 overs with him.
Yeah.
So I got people saying bet the farm. Hit his first tomorrow night. Yep, has to be before that time. So okay, all right. I'm put some money down, some bets. Sure, I got a nice little shiny $5 bill. I think.
Yeah, put some Do Re Mi's on that.
Yeah.
1.5. I can't believe he only had 2 in his college career. That's kind of wild. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. It's time for our same game parlays. It's that time of the year, baby. It's so exciting. That's how you know the season's back. So cash and props with Dunn and Dash is back, baby. All right, so Taylor's gonna start us off like normal with his 5-leg same game parlay. And guys, the rules of this for anyone who's new, it's 5 legs with a $25 max bet. So that's the way we do it. If you guys like the bet so much, you guys can put whatever you want on it. We kind of keep it small here. Go $25 on these 5-leg for the same game parlay. So Teja, take it away, buddy.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so not a ton of trends, obviously, to get behind because it's game 1 tomorrow. So a lot of this is, what I think game flow, game planning is how I made most of my picks. So going to start at the top. Let's go Henry, 15+ carries. I just think they're going to want to see set the tone running the ball with Henry. he was basically their offseason offensive addition. They're going to want to make a point here. No more Gus, no more fuss. Henry's the guy, and I think it'll be a close game, so I think he gets at least 17, 18. Pacheco, 41 rushing yards. I think I bought 10 on this one just to balance it out a little bit, make it easy. 41 plus rushing yards. I think Pacheco sees most, if not all, carries, unless he's ripped off some long run and he gets extremely tired. Even if he does, if he rips off a long run, you got for your 41 in the bag easy. I think he gets this by like the third quarter to make it safe. Again, I think it's a close game, so I think no banning the run at all. I think we try to set the tone with the run game. I think people are expecting us to come out firing, and we just slow them down in the delay run game. Rice, 6 receptions. All right, let's go with the little numbers here, right? So from November 26th on against the Raiders, Rasheed only had 2 games of under 6 catches. The playoffs against Baltimore, he had 8. Without Hollywood, I think we'll look to get involved in the passing game, and he's our yak man, so I just think 6 is in the bag. Pacheco, 2 catches. I know we signed Perrine, and he'll be our third down catching specialist eventually, but not yet. I think Pacheco catches a ball in the opening drive. I think he catches 1 or 2 more after that, at least 1 in a planned design screen and 1 just a simple dump off that Mahomes is just trying to get rid of it. Lastly, Chiefs over 1.5 field goals. So I think it's early in the season. I think we have at least 2 drives that look really promising, maybe after 1 long play. I just think we stall out in the end zone. We saw in the preseason a few times too, where we looked really good, and then all of a sudden around the 25-30, we just stalled out. It's early in the season. Things are going to be not as smooth going into it. I think both teams actually have 2 field goals, to be honest. But I think it's safe to say the Chiefs get 2.
Yeah, I think I input that wrong. I put 2.5 field goals there. Sorry, guys.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 field goals.
Oh, 1.5. Okay.
1.5 field goals. I didn't put that correctly.
I'll do a bonus. Justice Hill, I think it's 7 yards receiving. I think they're going to be giving Henry so many carries. Maybe they try to get him 1 screen because, just to fake us out on that play. But I think Hill is their defined pass catcher.
You said Hill what now?
I think it's 7 yards receiving, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, only 7 yards receiving.
Yeah, it's real low.
Okay.
So JD, what do you think about this 5-legger from Teja here?
I definitely like the first one. Henry 15 plus carries. I definitely believe that's going to happen. He's going to feed him. First game of the season, see what he's all about. They said he's got leaner. They're definitely going to utilize him as much as possible tomorrow. Pacheco, 41 plus rushing yards. I could buy that. I could buy that. I think he'll be somewhere around there, 41 to 50, somewhere around there. I don't think you have nothing over 60. So I could definitely do that. That's a good one. Rice, 6+ receptions. I don't believe Rasheed Rice will have 6+ receptions. I think he'll probably be around more 5.
Okay.
I think they're going to game plan for him. And they know
he only had 41 yards against them in that game, but he had like 8 receptions. So they did game plan him well. They didn't let him go anywhere, but he still caught them.
What killed him last year in the playoffs was that wide receiver screen, and they're going to be looking for that. And so they know that the 2 big dogs is Travis Kelce and Rasheed Rice. Okay. And so they're going to try to do something with that. They got a good secondary. Okay. Much better than it was last year. Pacheco, 2+ receptions. I could buy that too. Definitely a good one. And then Chiefs over 1.5 field goals. I believe that's a good one as well. So that bet, $25 to win $238. Okay. Great bet. Rasheed Rice, I think, is going to have about 5. But that's not a bad bet. I mean, 6+, he could definitely do that.
I think if you did Rasheed Rice 5 receptions, it'd take it down to like 25 for like probably 180, 190. So
okay.
It's not bad.
That Joker might have 5 catches before in the first half.
You don't think he'll get 6 then? What do you mean?
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying I have a feeling that they're game planning for Rasheed Rice, And that's one thing they were probably hoping that he was suspended.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. So Teja and I had some overlaps here in my bets. So we'll go off first right off the bat. Chiefs money line. So I think Chiefs are going to win this game straight up. We talked about it on the show this week. I think that, being embarrassed last year in the season opener, obviously it was a bad game for us and we still came down to the wire in that game. I think we're going to come out and dominate this game. I think honestly, I didn't have the guts to do it, but I almost sold points and took Chiefs minus 5.5 to win by a touchdown, but I didn't do that. She went safe with the money line. I think with their O line, specifically the right side, kind of looking like makeshift. I think our defensive line is going to have our way with them. I think Jones is going to have at least a sack or two. I mean, JD thinks Karloftis is going to have 2 sacks, so I think our defensive line is going to have our way with them. And then, of course, Mahomes just being Lamar's kryptonite. They kind of go away from their game plan, and they shouldn't with King Henry back there, but they generally go away from their game plan when they go against Pat and the Chiefs, and which is why Lamar is 1-3 when he goes against the Chiefs in the Patrick Mahomes era. So Chiefs money line there. Next one, Pacheco 75 plus rushing and receiving yards. This is a combination bet here. So Pacheco 8 out of his last 9 games, he had 75 rushing and receiving yards going back to last season. So take all the playoff games, and then going like 4 games before that, he went 8 of 9, getting 75 receiving and rushing yards. And I think this is pretty much a no-brainer here. No CEH, no McKinnon. P. Ryan, yes, he'll probably get some snaps. Steele will get some snaps, but I think they're going to kind of go a bit heavy with Pacheco in this game, whether it is being a third down back, getting the ball out of the backfield, catching it, and just running the ball. He had 24 carries for 64 yards against them the last time they played. So, or 24 for 68 the last time they played. So he's going to tote the rock a lot in this game. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that this week. As P. Ryan kind of gets more involved with the offense, then you might see a little bit of throttling down. But I think at least for week 1, I think we'll see him get a lot of touches, which will give him that 75 rushing and receiving. I'll just do this since we're on Pacheco right now. Over 2.5 catches. Again, without CEH and without McKinnon, and he lost some weight this offseason. I think he's primed and ready to be this receiver out of the backfield. I know Teja went over 2 catches. I'm going over 2.5 catches with this. Pop eclipsed this 11 times last year, with playoffs included. And he had 4 against them the last time he played Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. So I think over 2.5 catches, I think it's a lock. But we'll see. And then Travis Kelce, 60 plus receiving yards. Now this is one, Kelce dominated them. JD, you made a comment about Kelce stealing Kyle Hamilton's lunch money. I literally I have it scripted here that I actually wrote that before you said that on the show tonight. Okay. So you and I are in the same thought process there. Kelce cooked Kyle Hamilton and stole his lunch money. That's what I have. And I think in that playoffs where we kind of went to Kelce like 10 plus targets every game, I think you might see that same kind of game plan to kind of continue to do it until they stop it, because they couldn't stop it in that game. And quite frankly, continue to do it. It's a big game. It's not like we're kind of, playing the Carolina Panthers to start the season out. Playing against the Baltimore Ravens, you're throwing everything out there. You want to get this dub, and you want to do things that are going to get you over that hump, and that's Kelce. And Kelce's last 4 games going back to last season with the 10-plus targets a game, he eclipsed over 60 yards receiving in each game. So that's 60 yards for Kelce there. And then Rashee Rice, over 5.5 catches. So this is the 6 catch thing with Teja here. In the last 12 games of the year, Rashee Rice eclipsed 6 catches 8 times. So he went 8 for 12 with the 6 catches. And just based on Mahomes' comments on Rashee Rice, talking about his growth, his confidence in the offense. And if you look at the Lions game when they actually played a quarter together, in that one drive alone, Rashee Rice had 4 catches for 35 yards. If that's any indication for how the season might go for him, and specifically this game, to get 6 catches, I think we could see it. I think it's not only going to be screens and Mahomes talking about his growth in the offense. I think we could see more, little other things, finding soft spot in the zones and sitting down 6 yards and downfield instead of, catching screens. He's doing that downfield, kind of more of a downfield threat. And I think we might see a lot of that. And I think tomorrow starts his 6 catch trend here. And this is $25 to win $475 with my 5-leg same game.
Okay. Like every bit of this bet. All right. About time. Peace out, brother. He's leaving out. Good to see Kareem come in too. Let me see. Chiefs main line like the first one. Pacheco 75 plus rushing and receiving yards. I do believe that. I said he was going to have somewhere around rushing around about 50 something, close to 60. He'll get a couple of screens, maybe a dump over the middle. Kelsey 60 plus receiving yards. So I don't know.
What are you upset about, Kelsey?
Yeah. Kyle Hamilton is going to be on him. He's going to catch some passes, but I think they're going to be he'll catch he'll get over 60. I think you if you're going to come out the gate, he didn't get to play the first game last year. Get him involved early, right? Get him involved early. Pacheco over 2.5 receptions. I definitely believe that. Like I said, maybe a screen, flat catch over the ball. It's good. Rice over 5.5 receptions. If Kelsey's going to have over 60 plus receiving yards, I think Rashee Rice, he is not sneaking up on anybody again. He did it all last year. Snuck up on everybody. Defenses are not full this year. Not at all. They understand that Rashee Rice is his number one wide receiver. Even with Hollywood Brown coming in here, Rashee Rice he's the guy. He's the guy.
Well, then you must think Xavier Worthy might have a good game then.
I think Xavier have a good game, but I think he'll sprinkle it around. I think all the guys will be involved. You still got Juju coming in. He still understands the offense. Go Harmony be able to come in. Justin Watson be able to come in. Sky Moore's going to get a couple of looks. So I think it's going to be just by that wide receiver committee is what I'm thinking. So Xavier might have a pretty decent game, but it's still going to be kind of screens. But the one guy that you can't have beat you down 2, or I say 3 offensively, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, and Isaiah Pacheco. So those are going to be the key guys to stop for the Ravens. And so I guarantee they're going to try to get somebody to match up with Rashid as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good bet. $25 to win $475. That's a good lick. It's a good lick. I hope y'all prove me wrong on that Rashee Rice having receptions over 6. So
JD, it's time for you to pick your choice. Which parlay are you backing?
Oh,
It's funny with Marcus and I's bets. Some of them are like just his the accelerator version of mine. So
yeah,
like you choose more money, or do you choose a little safer? Is what you usually have to choose between these.
Right, and I'm realizing I'm going back to realizing that you're a little bit more conservative in your betting, Teja, than Marcus is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, because I am so elated about this game coming out here, I want the Chiefs to absolutely destroy these guys in every part and every bit of this. I like the $25 to win the $475. Okay,
Bet with your head, not with your heart, JD. Come on now.
I hear you, man. I hear. Look, if we're gonna go broke, we might as well go ahead and go all the way for it, right? and he's really right there with you in all respects. I think yours are great bets, safe bets. Bet with the Chiefs. Pacheco 70 plus rushing receiving yards is a good bet. Kelsey 60 plus receiving yards. That's the question for me, and the one to Rice having the six receptions or more is the other one. So, but yeah, I like the money. I like the money. I like seeing that money come in. Yeah, I like seeing that money come in. So I'm gonna go with the $25 for Marcus on that to go ahead and win. Y'all not too far from each other.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
And your most unsure one is the one we both actually have, the 6 receptions for Rice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that payout. The payout looks better, man. It's shoot.
Yeah.
That 4 looks better than 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I bought Pacheco's down to 41. I bought Pacheco's down to 2 receptions. That's the difference. See, it adds up.
Wow.
That's literally it. Because I think Henry's is 15.
Okay.
Rice is 6. The Chiefs over 1.5 field goals is as standard. So yeah, it was just those 2.
Yeah, and I wasn't sold enough on Pacheco's just rushing. So I wanted to combine it with his receiving. So I think he's gonna have a good receiving day. So I wanted to combine both of them together. So I wasn't
41 rushing yard. It's like, man, that's like 10 carries at 4 carry though. Come on.
Yeah, but let's say he has a bigger receiving role. I wanted to make sure I dotted all my I's in that
I
one.
get it. Well, let's be honest here. You still, if you want 75 rushing and receiving, you need to get about 41 rushing. Okay.
Oh yeah, no question. Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
You may as well put the 41 rushing in your bet, buddy, if you're going to take that one.
Mm-hmm.
They won't add that much for that though in those bets when you do that.
No. But the fact that he did it as much as he did last year and he wasn't receiving the ball as much, and I think his receiver role is going to get bigger, I think that really, getting at the 75 where I got it right now, I don't think it's going to last long once they realize how much he's going to be, involved in the passing game.
Well, especially early in the season before P. Ryan gets a lot of work.
Yep.
Tell you what, though, P. Ryan gets a lot of work tomorrow. I think he's going to be very involved this season. So we'll see how involved he is tomorrow. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
But he's still fresh. So if he's already a lot, then whew.
I'm telling you, he's going to get some looks tomorrow. I would bet on it. I would bet on it for sure. He's not like a young guy like Carson Steele. Like Carson, he may, he's still kind of working in. Preseason of one thing. This is for all the marbles. You coming in. This is the real deal now. He'll probably get a couple of looks, little carries, little dives and stuff like that. But P. Ryan's going to be the second back for sure.
Yeah. P. Ryan, and that's the thing too. It's not like we're getting a guy who's sitting at home. This is a guy who was in training camp with, with Denver and stuff. It's not a guy who's getting off the street who didn't go to training camp or play in preseason. P. Ryan's been there, so he's active and ready to go. He doesn't have to get back in the game.
Fighting for a spot too.
Yeah.
He's fighting for a spot in Denver.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, so tomorrow night is the first game of the season, obviously. And after that, you guys, the post-game show with myself, JD, and Teja will be on Bleacher Report right after the game. So that link will be posted on our Twitter account as well as our YouTube little community post. We'll post that there. And then if you guys cannot make the Bleacher Report showing, we'll have that on our YouTube channel later on in the evening, shortly after that. So it's going to be a good one, guys. So, be ready to come and celebrate with us on the live stream after the game tomorrow night. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.